Well, guys, after starting our career in Wisconsin, transferring to Syracuse our sophomore year, then to Arizona our junior year, we finally found our final destination here in Washington. And I think that this might actually be the school that will lead us to the playoffs. We came pretty close last year with Arizona as we ended up finishing in the top 25, but couldn't make it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, the end of our season kind of fell apart and we just couldn't make it there. But now we're in Washington. We are currently ranked number 3 in the nation and we are 1-0. And hopefully we can continue to keep this up with the team that we have and the talent that we have. I think that we can make it to the playoffs and potentially make a deep run. But again, that means that we're going to have to win the next 11 or at least 10 out of the next 11 games to be able to make it there. And if we can actually pick up a Big Ten championship in the process, that would be even better. Now, looking at our schedule going forward for the next 3 games, it's going to be pretty tough. This is going to be probably one of the biggest challenges that we have all season because we are starting conference play right now as we're going to be taking on Minnesota on the road. Then we're going to be facing number 17 Washington State in the interstate rivalry. And then, of course, taking on number 4 Oregon. So we have 2 ranked opponents in the next 3 games, and all 3 of them being very important, whether they're a rivalry game or a conference game. So this is going to be a really, really tough stretch, and this is going to really determine, do we have what it takes to make it to the playoffs? Hopefully we will, and hopefully we're going to be on the field for a lot of the time, but again, time will only tell. So let's get a little bit of training in. That's great. We end up getting up there a little bit. We're going to make sure that we're completely healthy for this game. And let's make sure that our leadership is at an all-time high, because hopefully that'll allow us to stay on the field a little bit more. We didn't stay on the field a lot in the last game, but we did end up getting our yardage and our touchdown. So as long as we can kind of replicate that and have another great statistical season, I'll be pretty happy. But let's get into practice and let's see this matchup against Minnesota. But I will say that I'm very happy that Minnesota is our first opponent out of these 3, because even though they're not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination, again, another really good Big Ten team, they're still not as good as the other 2 teams that we're going to be facing. They're an 84 overall, so we do have the overall advantage over them. Hopefully we can go out there and really kind of set the stage for what's going to happen in the 2 games after this, too. I'm not going to lie, these white uniforms actually look pretty damn good. Now, we are going to start with a block in the back. Again, I feel like we pushed him in the side, not in the back. And that's a good way for us to really stop running the ball. So here we go. 1st and 11. Instead of a 2nd and 1. And hey, we're kind of back to where we started, am I right? So let's see what we can do on this RPO. No, we are not going to be open. Don't block him in the back this time. And thankfully, at least that's no penalty. We do end up losing a couple on that, so now we're 2nd and 14. So we're going to be going out for a pass. And hopefully he's going to find someone. And he does, for a good 13 yards there. Coach wants to go for the inside zone, and I understand why, but it looks like they are kind of stacking the box. So, we're going to go with the all goes, and we're just going to go on a little out right here, just to be able to pick up a first down. So, let's do it right here, as that's a good way to do it. I was hoping we could slip past them, but at least we end up picking up a first down. That's great. We're almost at midfield as well. So, we're just going to run here again. Looks like they got 2 guys on us. I'm assuming one of them's going to either drop back or one of them's going to blitz or something, but either way, let's run it. Yeah, you know what? Oh, good. He ended up picking up the first down on that. Let's go. I was going to say, look, I would rather make sure that we ended up picking up some yards and not getting penalized than obviously pick up another block in the back. And thankfully, we ended up getting rewarded for that. Let's go. 39 yards until we get to the end zone. And we're just going to run that again. It's a good 2-yard gain. Slip screen? I don't know about that, man. Come on. Look, as good as our running back is, come on, we need to be more heavily prevalent in this offense. So let's get it right here. Never mind, he ends up getting sacked. Wow, they got him real quick on that one. He literally had no chance, because we actually got free pretty quickly. And obviously, we didn't get a chance to do anything with it. So 3rd and 13. Oh, no. Yeah, never mind. That was a bad idea for him to throw over there. He actually kind of tricked me on what he was going to do, and now we're going to have to punt? Yeah, we ended up punting. Sorry, I know we were on the 41, so it would have been a, 58-yard field goal. I don't know if our kicker necessarily has the leg for that. Don't block him in the back this time. All right, we only pick up 1 yard on that. It's tough for how long that play was going on. All right, my worry here is just the fact that we are pretty much pushed all the way back to our goal line. So if we can get a quick release here, that would be great. Hit me over here. Let's go. And we're just short of the first down marker. I don't know about that. I feel like we were there. But what can we do? 3rd and 1 now. What we're going to end up doing is just doing a little play right here just to be able to pick up the first down. There we go. Nice. All right, we'll take the secure catch on that one. And now we have a fresh set of downs, and now we can pick and choose what we want to go with. We're not really looking to necessarily pick up a first down on this one. We just want to get positive yardage. So let's go. 1st and 10. Let's go. Get past him. Yeah, we were not going to get open, unfortunately. But someone does for a good 8 yards. That is not bad. I love the fact that we're actually staying on the field today. That's great. 2nd and 2. Hit me over here. Yep. Oh, is that just a bad route by us or a really bad throw by the quarterback? Honestly, that really could have been 50-50. Still a 0-score game now, though, and which is actually making me a little worried a bit because, again, this is a team that did really well last season. If we're not doing this well against Minnesota, that could be a little bit of a problem. But thankfully, we do end up picking up a first down. We get out of the danger zone a little bit. Now we're going to go for a run. Link up with them. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. Like, what are we supposed to do? It makes me really reluctant to call any kind of run play at this point. So, all right, well, we didn't pick up any yards on that, but we obviously get pushed back a good 10. So at this point, we really just kind of want to chip away at the yards that we need to get to the first down because we don't want to end up with a 3rd and 20. So we're going to end up going out on a pass on this one. Let's go. Let's start the second quarter in style as we get past him. Oh! Dude, he got caught up on us while the ball was in the air. If we didn't have that little kind of like contact, we would have been able to catch it, and we just didn't get a single call out of that. So now 2nd and 20. Again, that should have been a little interference, but what can you do? All right. Yep, now it's 3rd and 20. Exactly what I said I didn't want to happen, and now unfortunately that is the reality. So let's go. Let's find a way to end up picking up the first. I don't know how, but we'll find a way. Oh, man, we should have went up for the aggressive catch. Well, the good news is we're staying on the field. The bad news is we have yet to score, and we're into the second quarter now. So let's come on. Let's hit me over here. At the sideline, we end up catching that. That's going to be a first down. Again, we just need to keep getting stuff like that, realistically. We're just going to kind of tack onto our yardage total and our reception total, and hopefully that'll carry us downfield just a little bit more. Ooh, nice play right there. I wish we could have got that block right there, but that was obviously not in the cards. By the way, I do not like these different play selections here that they give us if we don't want to go with the one that was called. So let's kind of change it up a little bit, and let's go with our own route here. 2nd and 3, we just need to find a way to be able to get into first down territory. As we do, we catch that one down the sideline, and we get pushed out of bounds. So let's keep that up. We're getting closer to the end zone. It's about time we do because we need to get some points here. Because if we're not doing this well against Minnesota, how are we going to do against like Oregon and Washington State and other teams that are currently ranked? You know, we're doing this against 1-1 Minnesota. That's all right. We do have the overall advantage of them, so that does kind of scare me a little bit. But we're still going to be fine here. We're going to get into the end zone at a certain point. And I don't know if he just dropped that ball or if that was just a really off throw, but whatever it is, it's 2nd and 10 now. So let's go. Let's see if we can end up getting free here. Hit me. No, that's out of reach again. Dang it. We were kind of slow with that cut. So that's realistically on me. That's on me. So let's go. 3rd and 10. We just need to get the first down here. I know we're in field goal range, but we want 7. We don't want 3. So let's get it ourselves. There we go. It's a great way to get it. We end up staying in bounds, too, before we get pushed out of bounds. Now we're down to the 6. So here's our opportunity right here. 2nd and goal on the 2-yard line. Hit me. What a play. What a way to just juke him out of his shoes. We end up diving for that ball. We catch it. That is the first score of the game. And our 2nd of the season. I don't know necessarily what happened after that, but we got the ball back? Not quite sure how, but... well, now they get it right back. None of us called for it. He just ended up throwing it We were supposed to go on and out, and he did not hit us on a route. The good news, though, is that our defense is extremely stellar, and they've been able to keep us in this game. And even though we were... Oh, he's just going to scramble for it. I mean, we were open on the out. No one was over there by us, but I understand. If he was under pressure and need to get out of the pocket, then you got to do what you got to do. Let's go 2nd and 6. Hit me over here. Let's go. Oh, I wish we would have got out of bounds. But we do have 3 timeouts. And again, we got 1:35 left. We want to make sure that we score here, but we don't want them to get the ball back. But if we can find a way... Ooh, man. That safety ended up leaving his spot, and we actually had the step on our corner. We did end up picking up 8 on that, so we'll take that. But we are going to end up going on a fade here. This guy's kind of pressing us. If we can just get that release, we're going to be good to go. And we're not going to get that. Oh, come on! Come on, he's all over us when the ball is in the air. That's all right. Oh, my gosh. And he can't even hit us as we're coming back to the ball. And now we're going to have to punt, and we're not going to get points. But that's all right. New half, new us. Let's end up getting some good receptions right here. As he ends up finding him. Oh, are you kidding me? We were just trying to run out, continue our route, and you end up getting us for a block in the back. Wow. Well, looks like it may be a 1st and 5 now. That's excruciatingly painful. That really is. We're not trying for the blocks in the back. It just ends up happening. Oh, man. Our quarterback just really needs to just be a little more diligent about how he's throwing the ball to us, because that is pretty rough. Come on, 2nd and 5 now. Let's end up getting free for something. Hit me. Oh, speaking of getting hit, looks like someone ended up getting hit as he was throwing the ball. We could have been wide open, but unfortunately, we don't get that. 3rd and 5 now. Come on. Oh my gosh, again, another ball that is out of reach. Don't tell me we picked the wrong quarterback this offseason. I mean, thankfully our defense, again, is extremely stellar, so we're still in this game. But come on, our quarterback needs to get a little bit better. And as long as he puts it somewhere in the range of our hands, we're going to be able to end up catching that. And thankfully we did right there, and that's going to be another 1st down. See what happens when you end up relying on us? Yeah, it's a good feeling. So let's go. 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. Nope, he's going to look elsewhere. And hey, that's going to be a gain of 10 yards. Let's go, another 1st and 10. Exactly 10 at that. And look at that. Looks like we're getting pressed again. So this time, let's actually get that release, that we've really upped in these last couple weeks. And let's get free for a tutty. Oh, no. I did not see him coming down. That's a little tough, and now we got a tie game. Now, while you could blame me for that, the quarterback has not been very accurate today, so who's to say that even if we were free, he was going to hit us? That's just me coping, but let's go. Nice way to get there. He just ended up trusting us on that because we did not call for it, but we still found a way to end up getting it. So, nice work. Let's go. Dude, if that safety doesn't drop back into that corner there, we might be free for a touchdown. 1st and 10. No, that's unfortunate. The corner dropped back, and man, he's got some pretty good coverage back there. Good for him. Well, it looks like we're getting pressed again. Maybe 3rd time's a charm, and we can actually get free on this one. 2nd and 10, going in motion. There we go. Oh yeah, we stepped out of bounds, so that should be illegal touching, right? Yeah, that's... Well, to be fair, he shoved us out of bounds, but it's neither here nor there. I get it. That's all right. 3rd and 10. That wouldn't have really mattered much, I know, but still. Let's go. Oh, hit me. Thank you. Wow, what a hot blitz right there. And thankfully, we were just open right away, down to the 34-yard line. We needed a play like that really, really badly. Not just us as the receiver, but just us as a team, because we're tied with Minnesota. We can't be having that. That is a great catch right there, too, and another 1st down. We're just kind of slowly chipping away. Again, that's kind of been the whole thing this game, is chipping away at the little deficits that we have, or at the yardage that we need. So let's see if we can do that right here, too. 23 yards to the end zone. And that is perfect. They couldn't find us, and we're just short of the end zone. Down to the 1-yard line, and we might not be able to cap this one off. Thankfully, our running back pounded his way into the end zone. We got that 1-score lead now, as we get into the fourth quarter. So let's see what we can do to add on to our yardage total, because we are actually well over 200 yards at this point. Honestly, this is starting to feel a little more like Madden and a little less like college football, at least compared to how we've been playing between the two games. But let's go. 1st and 10, we're getting pressed yet again. Oh, man. Hey, you know what? That should end up getting us a bunch of yards. And it does. He's free down the sideline. And that's going to be another touchdown. Didn't go to us, but let's go. Our performance is actually freeing up our other receivers, and that is another tutty. And now at this point, we're just going to be trying to stat pad a little bit here. 4.5 to go. We're almost back in the red zone again. Going in motion. Hit me over here on the side. If he would have thrown it when we called for it the first time, then we would have had a touchdown. Well, not a touchdown, but we would have had a reception. But instead, he ends up throwing that 5 seconds too late, and it gets picked off. Typically, I would blame myself for that, but no, I'm blaming that on him. That's not on me. Come on. Oh, hit me. Thank you. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, this is a lot different than the quarterback that we had in Arizona. I was complaining about him a little bit, and, man, now I have no reason to. That's all right. 2nd and 10. Let's go. Hit me over here. Thank you. That's what we're looking for. We don't stay in bounds, but, hey, we end up picking up the reception. I'm very happy about that. We are going to end up running this one. Why not? It's been a while. Just make sure you don't block anyone in the back. No, don't get anywhere near him. Do not get anywhere near him. All right, we got a 2nd and 9 now. And the other great thing about that being a run play to that side is now we're on the wide side of the field. And the fact that we only have one guy on us, if we can beat this guy, we got a touchdown. We do. 2nd and 9. Nope, we don't even have time to do it. Okay, we kind of pushed him in the back on that one, but still, they did not call that. And now we're down on the 23. Okay, now I like the way that we're really starting to pick it up here. I like this a lot. 1st and 10, 3 minutes to go. Let's go. That's beautiful. Oh, we just can't make that turn. We don't have that change of direction, but we do get down to the 7-yard line. And now, I want to make sure that we get a multi-score game on this one. I feel like we deserve it. On the 7-yard line, don't motion. Where are you going? There we go. Much better. Much better. Go. There we go. Perfect. Multi-score game. Well over 200 yards. And that's the kind of performance we needed against a conference opponent. Now, question is, are we going to be able to do that against our 2 ranked opponents in the next 2 weeks? Now, would I be a dick to continue to stat pad here when really it's a 1-possession game? Probably. But I'm going to do it anyways. There we go. That's another good 13 yards right there. So let's go. Let's keep that up. Again, do I feel kind of like a dick? A little bit. But at the same time, come on. We are not consistently in games, and the fact that we are today, this is the kind of game where we really need to stat pad. Because if not, we're going to have other games where we're just not going to have the ability to rack up as many yards as we are right here. Because, again, if we're only playing 2 quarters out of the 4, or I guess half of the time that we're on the field as an offense, then we don't have those opportunities. Again, we were able to produce in the last game, but unfortunately, I don't know if we'd be able to in future ones. We ended up getting sacked on that one, and that's a little rough. That's going to make it a 2nd and 16. But, look, as long as we can end up picking up some yards on this one, we're going to be a little better off. We're almost at midfield, so let's do it right here. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no, you got to get that up just a little bit more, big guy. Just a little bit more. That's tough, and now we are actually kind of in a little bit of trouble here. We may have given the game away because we wanted to stat pad. But come on, if we can just pick up the 1st down, it won't be an issue. No, it's way out of reach again, and that is like the 4th time today that our quarterback has missed us on a wide open throw. The scary thing is Minnesota did end up scoring on that last drive, but they didn't pick up the 2-point conversion. So we win by 2, not necessarily in convincing fashion, but realistically, part of that was really my fault because we wanted to stat pad, and you can see why. 21 catches for 281 and 2 touchdowns. Those are the types of games that we need to be up in the Heisman conversation. But realistically, we really did just kind of sneak out of that one. And that was definitely our easiest opponent of these next couple weeks. But the good thing is that allows us to be Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week and very potentially National Offensive Player of the Week as well. And that's great. Again, things that you need to have happen if you want to be up in the Heisman conversation. Now, Washington State is undefeated this season. They are 3-0 and up at number 12, which means that we're going to have to get this training session in. We're going to have to make sure that we have no wear and tear whatsoever. And then with these last two, let's get that leadership all the way up to max. And let's get over 500,000, I guess, followers? Is that, I guess, what they're called? Either way, though, we got that. We got 3 skill points. Although, I think that our next thing that we're going to end up doing is upping that route running so we can almost max out that release. That's going to be 2 skill points from now. And then maybe we can actually put one into IQ too, because a ball carrier vision could actually be pretty helpful. And same with the awareness to get our overall up higher than it already is right now. But let's get into practice. Let's see what we can do to get a little more coach trust. And let's see if we can have another repeat performance of what we did in Minnesota in this game against Washington State. So actually, Washington State kind of looks like their overall is pretty comparable to what we faced against Minnesota. Now, it looks like their defense is definitely what is kind of anchoring them and why they are 3-0 this season. So let's hope that we can kind of break through that defense, and let's hope that we can have another really good game. At this point, as long as we have over 100 yards and we pick up a win, I'm going to be extremely happy. Well, it looks like we're going to try to challenge them right off the rip right here because we're getting pressed. Let's see if we can actually make a big difference right off the bat. As let's go. That's what I'm talking about. We hang on to the ball. We actually stay on our feet, and we get an extra yard out of it. Really nice. It's good to see that it might not necessarily be their secondary that is making them a good defense. Maybe that's that line, so that means that maybe we're going to have to get the ball out a little bit quicker. Either way, though, we're almost at midfield. Oh, no shot. That is tough. Good tip up by them. And that is not how we want to start the game because they ended up scoring right off of that. Tough. Let's go. We end up coming back for that. Stay on our feet again. And we end up getting 6 yards. Close enough. I don't know why we're going play action on this one. Play action never works for us, but coach wants to do it. Coach wants to do it. So let's see what we can do. There we go. Wow. It actually worked this time. I don't even know what to say. And all right. We're looking pretty good right off the bat. You'll love to see it. We're almost at midfield at this point now. There we go. That's going to be another 5 yards. Might not be a lot, but we're just trying to be safe at this point, you know? The last thing I want to do is throw into another interception. We've done that way too often. And let's go. That is going to be another first down. Another good 10 yards as we're down to the 40-yard line. Now, we've run a lot of pass plays, so I think this time we're going to allow him to run. So let's do that. Go ahead, run. Just no blocks in the back. He almost wanted to. Thankfully, he kind of saved himself there. And now we're at a 2nd and 4. And that means that this time, now we can actually go for something where we're kind of isolated on this side of the field. 2nd and 4. Let's go. Oh, hit me over here. Thank you. We jump up to catch that one. And finally, we're starting to get used to our quarterback. We know he's going to overthrow us. So, hey, we got to get up off our feet. And let me tell you, he jumped higher than I have ever done in my life. Let's go down on the 23-yard line. We need to get in the end zone on this one. Let's go. Again, just wide open, man. They're leaving that side of the field wide open for us. Unfortunately, they couldn't do anything on the next one, but we're down on the 9-yard line, 2nd and 8. Let's get in here. No. Yes! No way did we go up and get that. We end up catching that. That's going to be pass interference on the defense. And we get up. We don't have to worry about that. We decline that. We take the touchdown, and we tie the game up. Unfortunately, we can't replay that, so, oh, no, don't motion. Go back. Go back. Okay, well, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, well, yeah, that's going to be out of reach, and that's our fault for actually motioning over there. I don't know what the hell I was thinking on that one. Let's go. 2nd and 10 now. That's okay. That's okay. Let's do what we can to get free here. There we go. Bring it back. We can't get past them. That's another good first down. And we are past midfield at this point. So let's see what we can do to actually finish this drive off, too. If we can go up on Washington State, oh, boy, I would be super happy. Wow. We didn't even call for that one. That's just a quick 5 yards. I think that it's nice to know that our quarterback actually trusts us. And honestly, the way we've been playing the past couple weeks, I see why. So we're kind of isolated here again. If we can get past him, oh, boy. There we go. Hit me. There it is. And that's going to be yet another touchdown, baby. That is 2 in the first half. against Washington State. And let's hope that this is going to be a continuing trend throughout the game. And not just the first half, but that was in the first quarter as well. So let's keep this up. No. Okay, good. We ended up calling for the ball when we shouldn't have. And thankfully, he didn't throw to us because that would have been a pick. We instead got 7 yards on that one. And honestly, we're just out here on an island again. Imagine if we get past him with that release. Oh my gosh, he is not going to get that up enough. We were wide open if he had just lofted that more towards the sideline. But instead, that is not going to be the case, and now we're sitting at a 3rd and 3. He is playing off us a bit here, though, so that means that we're going to be open on the outs. But he throws out of reach again, and we have to punt. Well, thankfully, Washington State didn't do anything with it, and it's still a 14-10 game here with just a couple of minutes left in this first half as we end up catching that past midfield for a big first down. And nice to know that we are actually doing something with our time on the field now. Let's see what we can do going on the corner. And we are not going to be open. Good look in the center of the field. That's a good 7 yards. And we're getting a little bit closer to that first down marker. So we're getting pressed yet again. Pressed? That's all right. 2nd and 3. Hopefully that safety does not come out and be able to kind of, have that zone that we're going to. But let's get free. There it is. He's throwing the ball to us when we had not called for it, which shows that he has some trust in us. I wish he would have had that trust right there. 3rd and 3 now. We're not going to get past him this time, but we will break to the outside. And did we actually get that? It looked like we stepped out of bounds. But no, they actually called that a first down. I'm surprised. And let's go. 34-yard line. 2 minutes to go. And no, that is not going over to us. It is going to the other team. And no way he's going to end up throwing the pick on that one. We had such a good drive going, too. We do get the ball back with about a minute left, though. And they didn't score, so I'm pretty damn happy with that. Let's get it out to the sideline again. We do kind of stay in bounds. We get a couple extra yards, and we got it down to, again, almost midfield. Feels like deja vu. So let's go. Minute 11 left. We still have 2 timeouts, but, again, we want to stay towards the sideline as well. There it is. That's another sideline ball, and we're down to the 39-yard line. All right. I think we found what our role in this offense is now. We make sure that we get those right there. We get the sideline ball. We're not going to be a yard after the catch guy for the most part, unless we get a release like we do right here. Nope, and we step out of bounds. But he is wide open. Let's go. That allowed one of us to get open, and let's go. That is huge. We end up extending our lead now. And I'm sorry, how is this team ranked? How? 1st and 10, let's go. We get it back yet again. I wish he would have looked for us and trusted us and just thrown downfield. But instead, he throws over there, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Come on, at the very least, we can get ourselves in field goal range yet again. So let's do it right here. You didn't even attempt to go for it. What was that? But also at the same time, why would you loft the ball like that? We're going down the sideline. Thankfully, that half didn't end with them ending up getting any points, but they did start the half with a touchdown, but missed the 2-point conversion. So now we got the ball on the 25. Now let's make sure, there we go, that we end up hanging on to the ball as we get that to the sideline yet again. That is literally just our bread and butter. That's what it was in the pros as well, actually, in that Madden series. So I don't know why I'm not surprised. You've got to be kidding me. Why does he loft it up like that? What is going on? This is a little scary. Again, maybe we picked the wrong school and the wrong quarterback. Let's go. 2nd and 10 now. Get past him. There it is. There it is. The one time he actually had to kind of loft it downfield a little bit more, and he chooses not to do so. But it has a nice little bullet pass, and we end up picking it up past midfield to the 37, where we can end up scoring on this one. I feel, if we can get past him again. There it is. Oh man, we made him look silly on that one. He was just going downfield on that. And thankfully, we end up juking him out, and that is a first down to the 26. Now, it's been a while, but we're going to end up running this one. Just no blocks in the back. Instead, we get the pancake. That is a good 7-yard gain by our running back. All right, now we're kind of on an island out here a little bit. Maybe maybe not. Looks like they may drop back into his zone. Let's see if we can just find a nice little place to be able to pick up the first. There it is. Can we stay in bounds? We can't. That's all right. Good 12-yard gain. Or not 12-yard gain. We get to the 12 with a nice little gain. So let's see if we can get into the end zone. Oh, man, if you would have got that out. That guy was not looking our way. And that safety had no idea that we were even out there. So let's go. Let's cheese the system a little bit. And let's see if we can get one to the sideline for the touchdown. Baby, stay in bounds. You bastard. At least reach the ball over the pylon. Come on. Well, the offense did pick up the score on the next one. And that's good because Washington State scored too. So we're still up, but just not by a ton, unfortunately. But again, as long as we can hold on to this ball, we're going to be good to go. Another great catch right there. And we're having ourselves a game yet again. Crazy what happens when we actually stay in the game the entire time, am I right? So 1st and 10, almost at midfield. Let's get past him. Wow, that was a very, very dangerous throw. And he is very lucky that he did not end up getting picked off on that one. Let's go 2nd and 10. Let's keep it up. Come on, let's get out for a pass. Oh no, and he ends up getting sacked on that one. That is a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And unfortunately, now we got a 3rd and very long. Let's go. Let's see if we can get close to the first down marker. There it is right there. That is going to be a first down, baby. What a catch. Those hands. I am glad we ended up maxing those out because that is definitely paying off in dividends. So let's go. Let's keep it up. We're still in the 4th quarter here, but we want to extend this lead to 2 possessions. What a throw! You can see that out of the corner of our eye, and that is great, all the way down to the 10-yard line. Now let's see if we can get into the end zone and start to try to put this game out of reach here with less than 5 minutes to go. Let's do it. There it is. Catch it. And we get into the end zone yet again. Another multi-score game, and we're over 200 yards again. If we're not a Heisman favorite this season, something's going wrong. And excuse me, did I say 200? I meant over 300 yards now. So let's keep this up. Do it. What a catch there. Can't turn up the sideline, but at least it's a first down. So we're going to go play action on this one. Not quite sure why, and we're going over the middle of the field too. Scares the hell out of me, I'm not going to lie, but we're going to figure this out. Just don't throw any picks, buddy. No picks. Ooh, we actually had a spot there in the zone that we would have picked up some yards, but he still found a guy anyways. And we got ourselves a first down almost to midfield. Now, at this point, we really should be running some clock out. I mean, Washington State is going to have all 3 of their timeouts. So realistically, we do not want to give them any more time than they already have. So 1st and 10 on the 44. Oh, wow. No one's over here. I wish we wouldn't have stepped out of bounds on that one. Damn it. That is so tough. Because we were wide open, too. We should have just ran down the sideline. But then again, that would have given them another opportunity as well. Instead, now on 2nd and 2, just don't block anyone in the back. We end up picking up the first down, and now we are going to start to ice this game. So that means that we are going to continue to put it on the ground for now. And let's see how much time we can waste off the clock, or at the very least, be able to really waste all their timeouts. As there's another one right there. And a 7-yard gain is great too, because 1 first down is going to ice this game. Good block, don't push him in the back. And that is where this game is going to end. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I want to make sure that I get some more yards and maybe another score? Possibly, but I want to pick up this win more than anything. Besides, we had over 300 yards anyway, so again, the win was the most important thing. Plus, we got ours anyway. So we ended up picking up that win. Great rivalry win, and not just that, but against another top 25 team. And that means that we keep solidifying ourselves atop the top 25. And I think 26 catches might be a little overkill, but still, 329, 3 touchdowns, another player of the game. And of course, another Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week, and probably National Offensive Player of the Week as well. Having another game, I love to see that. And that means that if we look over at the Heisman Watch, realistically, we see ourselves up there. We are number 3 on the list right now, and I'm really hoping that we can overtake Odom and also Austin Mack, 2 players from Alabama. We are number 1 in the nation now, so hopefully that's going to really help our cause. And thankfully, our next game is against 3-1 Oregon now. Thankfully, they did end up dropping a game, which should end up making this, hopefully, a little bit easier. Well, now that we're pretty much playing at every point in every game now, I think that we're going to end up finishing this season with just playing 2 games per video. I think that's going to give us more time to kind of savor our senior season, and hopefully the fact that we are playing in more games means that we're going to have better stats, and that means we're going to get more skill points, and hopefully we're going to be able to up that a little bit. Now, before we actually end up ending things right here, I do want to get that extra skill point, because we'll get that right there. We'll get our health back up, and now we're just going to have to put the rest really into the brand. But that gives us 5 skill points, and that means that we're going to be able to up that route running. And that means that release goes up to a 99, which is going to be extremely, extremely helpful. We go up to a 92 overall, and this is going to make us just a little bit better. I think our next 3 skill points are going to go into IQ, and then we're going to save up 6 for that route running one more time, and hopefully that's going to help us by the end of the season. So we're up to a 92 overall, and hopefully that's going to be a big help for us as we get into this game against Oregon. We are going to be at home, which is great, and hopefully that's going to allow us to stay on this roll, and hopefully the way that the beginning of the season has gone, that means that we're going to find ourselves in the playoffs at the end of the season.